Guardians, what's going on? Blue Knight here. Today, I just soloed the GM Lake of Shadows. Last time I posted a video, I did it on Strand. This time it's going to be on Solar. I know people are going to be like, oh man, you're using the same weapons and the same stuff. Yes, well, very strong builds, very safe build. A few things have changed, but we'll get into that. Two exotics we're going to be using is going to be Polaris Lance and Phoenix Protocol. This is the season of Polaris Lance, in my opinion, so it just makes everything so easy. Let's go over the subclass. We're using Well of Radiance. Plenty of healing options here. So we're using Well of Radiance, Healing Rift, the Burst Glide, Celestial Fire for the ranged melee, so that way we can weaken champions and bosses and stuff with our melee. We'll go over that in the Seasonal Artifact. And then a Healing Grenade. That paired with Touch of Flame is going to give us Restoration ×2 when we need it. And then Heat Rises. You can fire weapons, melee, and throw grenades while gliding. It's just something I enjoy doing. Onto the fragments. We've got Ember of Ashes. You apply more Scorch stacks to targets 7 out of 10 times whenever you get an explosive shot of Polaris Lance off. If you have Ember of Ashes on, it will cause an ignition. So not every time, but 7 out of 10 times. Let's just say that number. So I love this. It pairs really well with Polaris Lance. Ember of Char, your solar ignition spreads Scorch to affected targets. A lot of the people in this GM are going to be grouped up, so we're going to want to spread more Scorch to them and hopefully get more ignitions off. And you'll see that some in the video as well. Ember of Singeing, your class ability recharges faster when you Scorch targets. It's again just so that way we can get our Healing Rift back faster, just more healing. And then Ember of Empyrean, solar weapon or ability, final blows extend the duration of restoration and radiant effects applied to you. If there is a point at which we can use our MG to we'll splash our stuff with the healing grenade, and then we'll walk around with the MG and get some kills with it. This will help extend it, but I don't think I really do that too much. But you could if you had something else than what I have. That was more of a just in case. Onto the weapons. We're using Fell Taradiddle. In the Seasonal Artifact, we can have Unstoppable Bow on. Their champions in this GM are Barrier and Unstop. So we've got an Unstop stun here. We can make ourselves Radiant. Polaris Lance then becomes Anti-Barrier, as well as Fixed Odds. And, it's just the most of the champions that are going to be issues are going to be Unstop. So I wanted something dedicated for that. Plus this has Shoot to Loot, so that way we can pick up other ammos and Orbs of Power, stuff like that, if we were creating Orbs of Power, which we are not. So there's that. Other honorable mentions: Battle Scar, Shoot to Loot, Kinetic Tremors, very good. Riptide. You can make yourself Radiant with Polaris Lance and the artifact, which we'll go over. You can make yourself Radiant, and then this with Chill Clip, you can deal more weapon damage with stuff affected by stasis and strand debuffs, which is Chill Clip. So it can pair really well with Polaris Lance. And then Wither Horde, if you're looking for an exotic primary, either Wither Horde or something intrinsically anti-barrier like Wish Ender. Onto the energy weapon. For this video, we're using Polaris Lance. There are going to be other videos that come out here soon that I'm going to use different builds, different exotics and stuff to kind of showcase them. This GM is extremely easy. But we're using Polaris Lance. Other honorable mentions: if you wanted to run around with your Restoration ×2, also with Heal Clip on a sidearm that you can get Incandescent and its Anti-Barrier, which are some of the champions. This heliocentric role, in my opinion, is my absolute favorite. You can use Epical Integration. You can stun Unstops with the Seasonal Artifact. And then the Battler is just a very good ranged weapon, which a lot of this GM we're going to be sitting back and kind of at range. Fixed Odds is what we used for our heavy. Probably should have used it more. I didn't use it at all in the boss, which is why I was thinking, maybe if you don't want to use Polaris Lance, maybe if you want to use the Battler or something at distance, then you could definitely run something like Whisper of the Worm. I don't have all the catalysts for it. I haven't done anything for this except for get it crafted. So I believe you can get Vorpal, stuff like that on it. It would pair really well for this GM and the final boss. Something, you know, like Briar's Contempt, Cataclysm, any other type of solar weapon, just because they can synergize with solar subclasses much, you know, just much better, more better. And then I was going through, I did it with fixed odds, but then I was going through there and I was like, man, if I wanted to use an MG for ad clear, I could have used this. You know, I could have just ugga-dugged everything, and Substance would have reloaded a lot of the magazine. And but I didn't really use it too much. I primarily used Polaris Lance in it. Onto the artifact. The first column, we are utilizing Unstoppable Bow for Fell Terradiddle. Other than that, we're not utilizing anything else, but there are options. Second column, we are utilizing From Whence You Came, increased ability damage to taken and scorn combatants. There are going to be taken, so we are going to use this just so that way our abilities do more damage to them. I like running these two specialization perks, origin perk specializations, just in case if I run one of those weapons. That's just me, though. And then we are going to use Kindling Trigger. Radiant causes solar weapons to apply Scorch to unscorched combatants. Remember, scorching combatants gives us our class ability back faster. So now we don't have to use Polaris Lance as just spreading Scorch with their explosive shots. We can be Radiant and shoot something and it scorches it. So it's a very good thing to have. Third column, we're utilizing Flint Striker. This is how we're primarily going to be becoming Radiant. Rapid Solar Weapon precision hits and Rapid Solar Weapon final blows grant Radiant. You know, Polaris Lance is based on precision hits. So they work really well together. Torch. This is where if you have a bow for your kinetic slot, say something, the bow that I'm thinking of is Vengeful Whisper, something with Slice or something, you could debuff it with that and then become Radiant and you do more weapon damage. Something that I'm going to actually look into. I do have a bow with Slice, so I'm going to test that out in one of these runs, but like I've said before, this is a very easy GM, so it's in my opinion, it's the easiest one to solo. And then, like I said before, Origin perk specialization. Fourth column, we've got Revitalizing Blast. This is why we want the ranged melee. Causing damage with a solar ability weakens champions and bosses for a short duration. We can melee stuff at a distance, weaken them, they take more damage. It's just, you know, it works. And then fifth column, we've got Raise of Precision, while Radiant, Solar Precision, Final Blows cause combatants to ignite. Again, Polaris Lance is precision based, that's why we've got that. And then Solo Operative, because we are going to be running this solo. Let's go over the armor. First, I would get your resilience up to 100. After that, it's your opinion. I thought 70 recovery was good, so I opted for discipline to be my next 100. So let's go over here. On the helmet, I'm running harmonic targeting, so that way it'll help us hit those crits with Polaris Lance, and then double heavy ammo finder, so that way when we pick up heavy ammo, it increases the ammo gained per drop, and that is also stacks with harmonic scavenger, so you just get a lot of ammo. It allows you to use your heavy more. On the arms, I'm running double focusing strike. Grants class ability energy when you cause damage with a powered melee. We're going to be doing that to weaken stuff. So it gives us class, you know, just faster class ability regen. And then harmonic loader increases reload speed of solar weapons. 2 of the 3 weapons we are using are solar, so that's going to help. On your chest armor, I highly suggest running double solar single arc damage resistance mods. There are going to be some solar, you know, the biggest solar things are these grenades or the night eye blasts or whatever. Those things will melt you super fast. That's why I recommend doing these solar resistances, and then all of the Cabal or most of the Cabal that are in the GM do arc damage. On to the leg armor, we're running harmonic scavenger to pair with the double heavy ammo finder, and then we're running double harmonic holster, so that way when our solar weapons are stowed They will reload faster with 2 of the holsters. On the Bond, we're running double bomber, so it reduces your grenade cooldown when using your class ability. We're going to be getting our class ability back pretty quick, so it allows us to get our grenade back faster, and then reduces melee cooldown when using your class ability to be able to weaken things and to scorch things and damage things from a distance with an ability. I believe that is it, so without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, so we are in voiceover mode once again. While I'm watching the recording back, I'm making sure I've got all the resistance mods and all that stuff set up. This GM, again, is just kind of a sit back and poke. Here at the very beginning, there's going to be a bus that we can sit behind and pretty much take everybody out. So here we go. We're spawning in, swapping to player slants, and just gonna sit behind this bus. The left window is completely open. As you can see, I'm shooting through it. The right window, you can see there that there's a little crack in it. You can shoot through that hole. Right here are all those subsequent ignitions. So because our ignition spreads scorch, it spreads enough scorch to really be detrimental to just cause an ignition, and then an ignition causes an ignition, and then that ignition causes an ignition. So it's very nice. The only thing you really have to worry about here are those axiom darts. Do be careful of those. Once you get all the taken out on the right, you can just turn to the left here. There should be a barrier to this barrier Colossus. If not, you know, go up to the left more and you'll be able to see them. The mechanics on this GM haven't changed at all, so now that people on the left are taken out, people on the right are taken out, we can start moving the splinter forward some. Player slants just makes this super easy. Alright, so now that we're moving the splinter forward, if we get the splinter to 18%, a dropship will come in on the right. You can hear it. There's a dropship. This one will have an unstop champion in it, and he can either be on the left or on the right. Sometimes his seat on the ship changes. Was able to get an ignition off on a different Cabal. Just trying to get everything stunned. I want to try this this GM with Skyburner's Oath. I feel like that would be fun to use. This is one of the easiest GMs to solo, in my opinion. Because like I said, everything in this GM is pretty much just spawning stuff in and backing up, spawning stuff in and backing up, just playing it smart, playing angles. You need to have, if you're on Strand, you need to have grapple. If you're on Solar, like Warlock, I would say having Heat Rise is a must-have to do the skip, but only if you're soloing. And if you're not soloing it, don't really worry too much about the skip. Buddy of mine and I, we 2-manned and 3-manned the Tormentor. So if you're running it with Strand, you can suspend the Tormentor. Super easy. But here, once you take out that dropship of Cabal, all of these taken Knights and Acolytes and all them Goblins are going to spawn in. So just take them all out. You'll know everything's taken out whenever, you know, nothing's shooting at you. Here, I use shoot. There, I use shoot to loot to get the ammo. Coming up, when this gets to, I can't remember the exact amount now, but when it gets close to the corner here, I'm going to well up against that ivy growing up the building there. I'm going to well kind of over there on the right. Let's look at this percentage. Yeah, about 60%. I got off of it at 61, but yep, we're just kind of, there's going to be a few drop ships. Once all of the Cabal are taken out, then there will be trying to get an ignition to go off for the incinerator here, but that did not happen. Go ahead and weaken them. Once we take out the incinerator, there will be some taken that spawn in. I believe what I do here is I end up backing up. See, the well's down. Yeah, I end up backing up a little bit here. Go after the goblins here because they're the ones that can shield the big guys. You see how that Centurion's immune because he has a shield on? It's those goblins. They are extremely annoying. I did not know that I didn't, in the moment, I didn't hear an explosive shot. That's why I wasted it on that Axiom dart. So never be afraid to back up. Just keep going. You know, the only objective is completion. You don't get another res. So, you know, when darkness encroaches and stuff, it really doesn't matter because we're going to complete this before darkness encroaches. I think we complete this much faster than the first video that we put out of this GM. So here I'm like, all right, that shield dude is not wanting to show himself. I'm going to flank, which ends up happening, or which ends up paying out because there's that goblin that was shielding him. I'm going to pop the shield with this and then just mow him down. I think there's ammo places, but I don't use, in hindsight, and I know I said this in the beginning of the video, I believe, hindsight, you know, using like Briar's Contempt or using some sort of linear fusion heavy just makes the final boss faster. Honestly, in my opinion, it makes it easier, or not necessarily easier, it makes it faster. The cheese in the final boss still works, so you just kind of go up high and you never get shot at. So there's a little boost you can do. If you time it right, you can jump when the spike explodes and it'll launch you forward. It's more fun on Strand with grapple, so that way you can, you know, kind of chain the two of them. This section, don't leave this room. Don't leave this house that you're in. You can do this entire encounter from this house. Don't forget about the snipers like I do. They will hurt. I got to the final boss and died on my, this is my second run. The first run, got to the final boss, did something stupid, died, and am having to rerun it. So on that run, I almost died to the snipers, and then even then on this run, I forgot about them. When the first dropship comes in, there will be this unstop. That's the only champion that's going to be in this section. So again, you can either have a bow or have a hand cannon or something that will be able to stun unstops. Go ahead and stun them and then just lay into them. There we go. He has been taken out. There is always a dog here. So I'm running out here. There's a war beast or a hound, whatever, that is stuck somewhere. I ended up seeing him to the left there. I didn't think that shot would hit him, but it did. So if there's a hound left, you can take him out, come back to this door, this room. This will be your your safe haven. Putting a lot of energy into that Centurion there because the Axiom darts are probably my biggest annoyance ever, next to Overload. Next to Overload champs, just any type of Overload champ. Super easy with player slants with the ignitions and stuff. Everything just kind of dies all at the same time. So everything's taken out. Now we hop back on the Splinter. Once the big blight wall pops from the Splinter, shortly after that, we're going to go to the left on the trees. I thought there was ammo there, but I didn't need it. So coming up, once the drop pods fall, I'm going to go to the left behind the trees and well. If you go to the left behind these trees, like on this side of the road, the people up the street won't shoot at you. I'm trying to get an ignition to go off for this legionary here, but it's not working. No big deal. I thought that would proc an ignition. It didn't, because it didn't hit the crit spot on the shield. So, a little unfortunate there. Scorpius turrets are annoying because they make you flinch so much. There's still an unstop. It should be up here on the right. They like to hide. I forgot about that turret. And the blight that you can barely see on the ground. Trying to shoot him through the little cracks in the trees. Doesn't work out like that, unfortunately. Explosive shot. That also stuns the champ. Trying to see if I can't see the champion. I can. There we go. He's going to start pushing us now. Go ahead and weaken the champion here with my melee. Didn't get an ignition on that, unfortunately. I'm trying to get out of the blight so I can heal. Utilize a little bit of heat rises while shooting and jumping and gliding. There's the Scorpius turret on the right. There's also another one on the left. This is me just tunneling on the unstop. I'm like, I just have to kill the unstop. Well, don't die in the process. So this GM can be very forgiving if running the right kit, if running the right loadout, which is why, like I've said before, I do a lot of stupid things, so I kind of want/need to have that mass healing output from the well, from the healing grenade and the healing rift. We're gonna well here just to take out all these taken. Super annoying, the Centurions with those things, the Axiom darts. Alright, everything's been taken out. We'll do a quick reload here. I'm going to go up, make sure everything else is taken out, and then we're going to bring the Splinter up. I did forget about the Scorpius here, so I went back to get it. There's an ignition on it. Everything else is done. Alright, so this point forward, we're just moving the Splinter. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Nightfall is to solo. I know that there are other Nightfalls, and I know that there are different rotations per season of Nightfall, because there's one, I can't remember the name of it, but there's my first ever GM that I ever completed with some clanmates. Is very nostalgic, and that's going to be one that I solo. It's just, I'm excited for these videos. I can start doing different builds. Anyway, right here, we'll get it to 63%, and then we're going to run off of it. I was a little late there. But 63%, we're going to run off of it, and then we're just going to take everything out from the safety of behind this. If you want to change your build up a little bit and have, like, ignitions have increased area of infect, and the ignitions create or spread scorch, you apply more scorch. 1 or 2 explosive shots would have taken everything out there. But that's very situational to have your build centered around one thing. Up next, when we get the Splinter to 83%, the other guys on the left will spawn in. There will be a barrier that spawns in on the right. Sorry, not 83, 86% there. If you back up, don't worry about all the gladiators and everything on the left. They won't push you. I'm just trying to take them out because it takes the barrier a little bit to get to me. The barrier is the only thing here that will push you. As you see there, if there's the barrier, he is the only thing that you really need to worry about. I just wanted to get ahead because I knew that it would take him a little bit to get to me. Power of player slants. There we go. Barrier Colossus down. Just trying to take out some other things here. Thought I could shoot him through that. You can't. Take your time. Just don't die. Nothing else will push you if you back up here. There's nothing will come after you. There are still things up, but nothing will W key you. Don't get the splinter too far forward. I run away here because I don't want this gladiator and the boss to be on me all at the same time. I heard the dog coming to jump. I'm good because, like I said, if you back up, they're kind of programmed to run back to where they spawned in at, to disengage. All right, now here, 96%, boss is going to come in. 96, boss is in. We're going to back up. The way we did this with Strand is we jumped up top here. I'm just going to jump to the second balcony. I tried to get up there, couldn't. I'm going to jump to the second balcony. I'm going to jump out backwards and then forwards. You know, just kind of go up a level. And this is where we're going to sit. Third floor. We're going to wait for the boss to come over here. And we are just going to lay into him. This is where having a linear fusion rifle could come into play. You can still get hit by the boss because he's over to the right more. His shots will go under the thing in front of me. If you get hit when he's in a spot, stand up. It won't hit you anymore. If you can't shoot him while standing, crouch, and he still won't be able to hit you. As you see here, I'm standing here, and that's why all the shots are hitting high. They try to hit you center mass. So if you're crouching, it lowers your center mass. And like here, I couldn't shoot him standing, but I can shoot him crouching. Now he's moving back to the right. I should probably stand up here, but I don't. He's just going to keep doing this. Once you get him down to half health, he'll become immune. Every third, so this third, there's going to be some wizards that spawn in. Be careful of the wizards. Their solar attacks are very strong. But this is pretty much it. We're just going to dug a bunch until I kill the wizards. There's the wizard. Take that wizard out. They have solar attacks. They are very annoying, very powerful. Do be careful about these taken wizards. There's only 2 of them. After you take them out, just get back to boss damage. Yeah, like I said, at half, he'll become immune. There'll be 4 blight orbs that you need to take out around him, like here. So he's immune. I'm going to fall down here. We're going to see one of the balls there. We're going to see one of the balls there. There's a total of 4. We're going to go way over to the left. I'm just wanting his aggro to be on me on the right a little bit. This spot that I'm standing in doesn't have any blight, but you can't shoot anything. See, there's nothing that you can shoot, but back here there's no blight. I'm trying to see if I can't jump and shoot it, get in a spot where I can jump shot, but there's not, so I hit the tree. It was unfortunate, but we're going to go left here. I'm going to splash myself. I hope he doesn't. I'm just sitting there. The reason why I'm not peeking out is because he's shooting. I'm going to wait for all of them to get done shooting. He's done, so I'm going to peek. There's that one taken out. You can kind of see where they are based on the moving energy around them. Again, there's no blight on the ground that you can see, but it still hurts you. So I'm going to heal, see where the boss is. He is damageable. I'm going to draw aggro to that point, so that way he starts moving. I forgot about these, not going to lie. Do be careful of those big arc blasts. They are arc damage. They will boop you backwards. They just hurt. So here, I'm going to fast forward it. All we're doing is we're drawing him over to the left. He doesn't want to come immediately, so I have to jump down, coax him over to the left. He gets coaxed. I jump back up, do all this. Well, I'll show you this part. If he's not, I can hear him shooting on the far right. He's not coming left. If he's not doing that, come over here to the left. Get his aggro. I didn't get his aggro, but I saw him starting to move left. So I'm waiting a little bit, and I jump back up. And then we wait. All right, now I'm going to fast forward here. We're doing the same thing. Player slants until wizards. Dug the wizards. Then take out the boss. There are no champions. Those things right there, those blights, do be careful. While radiant, Polaris slants will one-shot them, so just become radiant and you're good. You can well up here like I just did for extra protection. But yeah, I'm going to fast forward this, and I'll be back whenever the boss is dead. All right, now that Baimogg's been taken out, we're going to wait until he does get taken out. Everything you see here will just, as you see, despawn, so don't really worry about it too much. Come up here, collect any ammo before you go. This War Beast was in from the very beginning. What a trooper. I had no idea he was there. Trying to detonate this. Very finicky. Grab this ammo. We're back to full. And that's the Baimogg fight. That's, in my opinion, the hardest fight in the game. So the hardest encounter is that one. So we'll keep going through here. Every time I jump through this area, I hit my head on stuff, and it makes me think of that meme of that kid running through a door at school and jumping, and it makes that dong sound. That's my brain. Don't go through there until the blight is destroyed, because if you do, then it'll block your way out. Here, just take out stuff as fast as you can. I was able to get a good ignition off with my melee, with my alt/melee. Get a reload going. There is an unstop in here, so that's what I'm kind of looking for. There's the unstop. I choose to just go ahead and stun him with the bow on a lower level, and then get some ignitions procced on him, get some DOT on him. He starts coming up. I pull my bow back out to get ready to stun him. He is stunnable and finishable. No ammo, so that is A-okay. Take out these guys in the hallway here pretty quick. I'm not radiant, unfortunately, so I'm not able to shoot through the barriers. You can do this differently. I should not have sat in this spot for so long. Hindsight's 2020. I need to move. Now that they're all out of the stairwell over there on the right, they're on the bridge. I need to go into that stairwell. Not a lot of time wasted, but still. This guy's an issue. This Shadow Guard Legionary. He has a lot of health. He outputs a lot of damage. Don't get too close to him. I think I choose to psycho hack him here so he doesn't put out that much damage. And then I have boss spec / well, I think I have boss spec on this bow. And I just choose to keep plinking at him. I wish he didn't keep throwing his grenades there. I tried to see if you could shoot a Cabal grenade and destroy it. You can't. Jump over the grenade. Luckily, he got booped there. Kind of threw off his tracking. Ugga dugga him down. He is taken out. Now there's a barrier down to the right. I'm going to run through here. I was like, I'm going to use my well. And then I thought, I probably shouldn't. I should probably use something that's going to cause a lot of ignitions. And I should have started off with Polaris Lance, because everything down there probably would have been dead on the rip. But we ended up having to use well. See, I tend, hindsight's 2020, I tend to do stupid things. But I should have either just gone down and weld, or just started off with Polaris Lance. Because Well of Radiance makes us radiant, we're able to shoot through the barriers here, or the barrier. Wait for that boop. Probably could have ridden it into this next room, but right here, don't go out, or if you do go out, careful. There are two, orange bar phalanxes over here. Just as long as you can't see their gun, they can't shoot you. So I'm just kind of sitting here. In a minute, the phalanx will put a shield up, and they'll start shooting overhand through the shield. Or the other one will. Grab that ammo before an ignition takes it off the map. See, there's the overhead. Alright, those two are taken out. Now we just got to take everything out down the way here. You can hear the ship, but do be careful of the ship. There's going to be a thresher that comes in. As he's coming in, he's shooting rockets. So be careful about that, because like 2 rockets will kill you. I'm still listening for him. I haven't gone all the way out yet because I don't want to get threshered. I'm still waiting. I'm still listening. Nothing. I'm looking around. I'm like, all right, where is he? All right, let's go all the way out left here. I hear him. There it is. There's the shadow. There's the thresher. You can see him come in. I'm going to fast forward this. All I'm going to do is sit here with the bow and plink at him. That's it. 4,800 a shot. It doesn't matter where you hit him. You can hit him in the wings. You can hit him in the tail. You can hit him in the gun. You can hit him in anywhere. I'll be back. I'm going to fast forward this. All right, been taken out. It's all you really got to do. Just plink at them. The reason being is because they're very annoying. Because the rockets are so small and not as easily seen, you could not take them out and get through this just fine. I choose to just be safe and go ahead and take them out. So, to all their own. There should be a second thresher that comes in now. I think my thresher comes in and then leaves. Yeah, see, there's the thresher. I freak out. I'm like, oh, the thresher's there. I almost die to the rockets. And then the thresher's gone. I'm looking around. Can't see the thresher. They're not needed to complete, but oh well. All right, so I focus back on the unstop down there, get some ignitions off on them. Just try and take them out as fast as I can. Same thing with this phalanx. The farther away from them that I can take them out, in my opinion, the easier it's going to be. We're going to jump up top. I'm still looking for the thresher. Can't believe that it's gone. So we're going to pop the shield with this one. Again, I'm looking around. This never happened to me. If there was a second thresher here, you would do the same thing as the first. Just take it out. Use something with Vorpal because it's a vehicle. Vorpal does more damage against bosses, champions, and vehicles. So anything with Vorpal will take him out faster. There we go. All that stuff is taken out. Once everything that you can see is taken out, not everything's dead because you'll come in here and there are some scions. Luckily, they were really low. There's going to be some more phalanxes up here on the left. They're going to be relatively low that we can just take out really fast. Was trying to get some Ugga-Duggas on them, but they're pretty quick with the shield. All right, that phalanx has been taken out. I'm looking around for ammo. Don't see any. All right, Tormentor Skip. The next, if we go through that door, that's a Tormentor. Tormentor Skip, we're going to pop heat rises. We're going to float up with a slanted wall here. We're floating up. We're going to go up here. We're going to come around. We're good. We're going to jump and go around this. I should have mantled it there, but I didn't. You can go up here. We're in the final boss room. Take everything out as fast as you can. Nothing else is going to spawn in here right now. So just proc every explosion that you can think of to kill everything as fast as you can in here. All right. He has been taken out. Now, to get the final boss encounter started, you have to jump back up where you would originally come into this room. So we're going to jump up here. Then we're going to turn around. And then we're going to leave. So that's how you get the encounter to start. That's what spawns in all the blight. Jump up on this. I'm going to call it an air conditioning unit. Jump up on this cable. There's going to be a little ledge up here that you can jump up to. From here, there's a piece of metal right there that we're going to just kind of glide over to. There's that. Now we have to go on top of the beam above us. I almost messed it up there. I bonked my head on it. So we're going to jump back and then go forward here. Land on top of it. You can land on the roof here. I choose not to. You can run on it. We go up here, and this is where the final boss encounter is going to take place. We have we have everything we need. As long as we don't make the knights mad, they should not shoot at us. So I don't think I once up here, just because it's not super needed. Hindsight being 2020 though, going into this with a linear fusion rifle or something in my heavy slot that could do range damage, Whisper of the Worm, something like that, would come in pretty clutch here. I might actually try this, solo this with Whisper. I got to get all the catalysts. Not going to lie, I haven't done anything for the new craftable Whisper of the Worm. And I believe it has Vorpal, so which is going to be super nice. I'm just trying to get some kills here, get some explosive shots procced on the boss. That way, because you shoot him and then he'll put up a shield. And you shoot him and he puts up a shield. If you don't shoot him, he won't. He'll lower his shield. So if he's sitting there with his shield out, stop shooting him. See, if I keep shooting him, he does that. And then if I stop shooting him, he puts a shield away. That's just how they're programmed. I go over to the left because I'm taking some heat to the right there from one of the knights. It's not the solar eyeball blast, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, you just stand up here. I, for some reason, am thinking, hey, now's a good time that he's all the way across the room. Now's a good time to use my MG on him. But it's not. It's Polaris Lance is doing 3,600 a shot, whereas that was doing like 1,600 to 2K. Plus the ignitions and the explosions from Polaris Lance just make it super strong on bosses. Once you get him closer to half health, he'll come back to the middle. He does his little rituals. Again, as long as you're not shooting him, he'll stop doing his shield thing. So I believe that's like a tether. He shoots out like a little void tether that like pulls you in. It sucks you in because he aims at your feet, and our feet are below this, or on the back side of this metal beam in front of us. It won't do any damage to us. It won't hit us. We're good. No need to fear. I just think of, you know, I'm like, hey, I'm going to proc an explosion on those guys and take him out real quick. There's the shot. He's not going to hit us because our feet are, like I said, behind this metal beam in front of us. Polaris Lance is the only weapon you'll ever need. Now that these goblins are in, we do kind of have to focus on the goblins that are shielding the boss, but there are not any champions that spawn in this entire fight. Because we didn't go the Tormentor route, those champions that never spawned in were never there to begin with, technically, so we're still going to get platinum rewards. You can see how easy Polaris Lance makes the final boss of this GM. Just kind of a walk. We walk right through it. There you go. Everything's done. Super simple, super easy. If you've got any tips and tricks for me, let me know in the comments, please, and I'll reply and try them out. I am going to try and do other builds for this GM to see what works and what doesn't, so get ready for subsequent videos. If you guys think that this video will help others, make sure you share it. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I appreciate you very much. Subscribe for future content. This is the roll on the loaded question I got. But yeah, have a great one. I'll see y'all in the next one. I appreciate you very much.